Still working? Yeah, sweet, okay. So really there's I'm going to video all this, guys. I'll put it up in the group afterwards. It's probably going to be about 400 gigabytes big, so it could take a while to get uploaded. So there's 4 steps we need to talk about in getting this stuff right. The first one is you've got to make a decision to commit. So you've got to make a real decision where you go, I'm actually on board with this. Because if you go about it half-arsed or half-heartedly, you're going to get half-hearted results. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong at all with trying a little bit and not being in the right frame of mind to do it. You can't be ready to properly drop body fat now. Not everybody in the room is ready for that, and that's fine. But if you are ready, and even if you're not, just try and take the principles we have on this and just implement them a little bit better. So let's make a decision to commit. We're going to create a plan, establish good habits, and then finally the last part is you just got to work the plan and work it hard. So one of the things Anthony Robbins says is a real decision is measured by the fact you've taken a new action. If you haven't taken a new action, then you haven't really made a decision. Okay, it's really easy to say right now, like, I'm going to go run the Dublin Marathon next year. I'll start training in a few months. That's bullshit. We all know I'm not going to do that. But if I said, like, I'm going to go run the Dublin Marathon this year, and I went home and I researched the training plan and started my training this evening, and actually got into the habit of doing it daily, the chances of me doing it would be more successful. It's the exact same with this. You can't say to me now, oh, I'm set. To be honest, this is me fucking ready to lose weight. I'm finally up to do it. But I'm not going to start till, oh shit, it's almost the end of January. I'll start in February. Okay, if you say that, you're not going to be successful. So if you're really committed to this and if you really want to see the success, you need to take the shopping list and the guide. And you know what, I'm actually going to send it to you guys today because somebody will be ready. So I'll go home and do this afterwards. And you need to go shopping tomorrow, and you need to do your food prep tomorrow. And if you do nothing else, pay attention to when I talk about food preparation, because it's the biggest thing you can do today to make your life easier. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah, okay, cool. So, the plan is really simple, okay? So, eat real food. So real food is essentially things that had a face or a soul, things you can pull. So, animals have souls, right? or it had parents where you can kill it with a spear. You can pull it off of a tree, you can pick it off of the ground. You could show it to your grandmother or your grandmother's grandmother and she'd probably recognize it as food. So that's things like meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, fruit, like starchy carbs, stuff like potatoes, carrots, rice, that sort of idea. And then good quality fats like nuts, butter, a small bit of dairy. What you don't see in that is things you have to keep in a freezer. You don't see things that come in a brightly colored cardboard box, and you don't see things that has a label more than 5 ingredients long and you can't pronounce the name of some of the things on the label. Like if anyone has a food label on them right now, you could probably open it up and have a look at it and see about 20 things on it and not understand what half of them are. So really, this is so simple. It's just a case of eating, no processed food. Your preparation is absolutely key to this, because if you don't prepare properly, I guarantee you this won't work. And then the last one is, if you're going to do it, you've got to do it right. So it's 100% adherence. So we're talking like Monday to Saturday, doing a perfect job. I'm going to explain why that's important in a few minutes. And then Sunday is like your day off, but it's not really a day off where you can eat like bags of Doritos and boxes of Skittles. It's just let's try and eat a little bit looser, okay? So the reason why the Saturday thing is so important is because, without even realizing it, I said this in a blog post a few weeks ago, like 3 hours on a Saturday night could be the reason why you're gaining 5 to 10 kilos a year, even if you're trying to diet. And what I meant when I said that was, let's say hypothetically speaking, your baseline calorie level, so the amount of food you need day to day to keep your weight the same, to not lose, to not gain, is about 2,000 calories. So for a normal person, that's on average about 14,000 calories a week. Okay, again, this changes based on your body weight. We'll dig into how to figure it out afterwards. It's really simple and it's really straightforward. But let's assume the average person needs 14,000 calories per week. and you go on a diet. And all conventional dieting wisdom says you need to drop out about 500 calories to lose weight. So you've now got 1,500 calories is your target every day. Everyone does a really good job of dieting. I hate that word, by the way, but we'll use it because it serves its purpose. Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday, because Friday is usually not great. So that's about 6,000 calories in 4 days. Friday becomes, you know, a pretty good day, but not perfect. So let's say you hit your maintenance level of 2,000. Okay, so that's Friday. Saturday comes. What usually happens on Saturday? You usually get up late. You're out of routine, the wheels are off, you'll just eat whatever's in front of you. You'll go into town and have lunch with your friends, or you'll end up out Saturday night with your mates. So let's assume you have a perfect day of eating on Saturday. Let's assume you get your 1,500 calories in and they're absolutely dead on. But you go out for a pizza and beer. Okay, if you have, you know, a medium pizza and 4 pints of beers, what you're really talking about there is about 2,000 to 2,500 calories. Okay, so it's a huge influx of calories really, really quickly. So you've got your 1,500 because you did a perfect day's dieting on Saturday, plus your 2,500, that gives you 4,000 on Saturday. Sunday you wake up, you're feeling a little bit hungover. You go for a fry up, or maybe you skip your first couple of meals because your stomach's a little bit woozy, and then all of a sudden you go, fuck, I need some grease, and you have a big takeaway, or you have another pizza. And again, assuming you get everything else right, and you have a 1,500 calorie day, it's probably going to be a bit of extra food that sneaks in on a Sunday that you didn't want there. Again, let's be generous. Let's call it 2,500 calories. Okay? What you've got now at this point is, in your head, you've been dieting really hard. You've done a great job Monday to Thursday. You've deprived yourself totally of stuff. You didn't go out on Friday night, but you did nip out for, you know, a carvery lunch with your work colleagues because you deserve it. Hey, you had a hard day. Saturday comes, you have a perfect day. You want to kick the feet off a little bit and have a relaxing cheat meal with friends. And then Sunday comes and you kind of do a pretty good job of it, so you're proud of yourself. Then you run the numbers and you go, shit, after all of that, I've done 14,500 calories. My baseline, this is to not gain weight, is 14, so I'm 500 above it. You add that up over 52 weeks in a year. Probably should have done it in advance. It's about 26,000 calories. I challenge any, I would almost guarantee that number's right. It's about 26,000 calories, now divided by 3.5, I don't know. It takes on average about 3,500 calories to gain a pound of fat. That's about 8 times into this, so that's about 8 pounds. So dieting all year, Monday to Thursday, doing an incredible job, keeping the wheels on Friday, not doing too bad on Sunday, spending 16 hours of your Saturday being perfect, and then ruining it with 4 hours of indulgence means you've gained 4 or 5 kilos this year. That's like the mindless margin. Most people gain, you know, between 3 and 6 kilos per year without realizing it, or their weight tips up and down by that much. This is the main reason why that happens. I'm not saying you can never go out with your friends again. Okay? I'm not locking you in here like a concentration camp or anything, but what I am saying is you just need to be aware of your actions and how they have consequences. And if you've been trying to lose weight for ages, if you've been unsuccessful, it's probably something in this sort of idea that you don't even realize. So all I want you to do now is just understand that this actually happens. Okay, and it's probably going on in your life without realizing it. So when you do get your Sunday off as part of this, you don't go out for pizza and beers. Okay, your Sunday becomes something like a nice fry. Like tomorrow's like my first day off. I'm gonna have bacon and eggs with some gluten-free bread. I'm gonna have dinner. Will be like I'm gonna have for my dad's birthday, so it's steak, a nice Caesar salad starter, and some form of dessert. Don't know what it'll be yet. And then I'll have like something for dinner. That's a pretty good day, and like if you show that to most people, they go, "That's an amazing day of nutritional control." When really, that's what it should be like every day. So this sort of idea of your actions have consequences becomes the most important thing to think about from here on in. So we've kind of talked a little bit about calories. Calories are just a measure of energy. They're the measure of how much is needed to heat a gram of water at 1 degree Celsius. So you don't need to worry too much about that. But everything has calories. All food has calories. Some has more, some has less. If you have something like, let's say, a chicken breast, it's about 150 grams. Inside of it is about 25 grams of protein. It's 100 calories. Okay, so you eat a chicken breast, and then on the other hand, you get half of a chocolate bar, whatever your favorite chocolate bar is. Literally cut it in half. It's about that big. It's tiny. Versus a full chicken breast. The chicken breast still has less calories. Okay, so you tell me which one's easier to consume and which one's easier to overindulge on. It's obviously the chocolate. And that's why the processed food, and that's why the fake food, your stuff that isn't real, is so easy to overconsume, and it's the sort of stuff that makes you gain weight. That's why we're aiming to have no processed food and 100% real food. So really what we've got to do is set an actual realistic calorie target, because there's no point saying, you know, for me, I'm about 100 kilos, I can't eat 1,000 calories a day, I can't do an 800 calorie a day diet like they're doing on Operation Transformation. And the people doing it can't do it either. It's the reason why they all gain weight afterwards. They're doing fucking 5-6 hours of exercise a day and they're eating no food. You know, you can willpower your way through that for about 2 or 3 weeks, and the thing that came back again and again as part of the survey I sent you all was you get 2 or 3 weeks into it and then everything falls apart. Okay, because your willpower will only get you through that far before your body kicks back. So you need to set it up properly with realistic expectations and an actual, you know, legitimate calorie number, not one you've just picked out of the air, going forwards for your for success. So most people will undereat and then they'll binge, and that's just how dieting goes for most people. And you do a great job again Monday to Thursday, and then Saturday comes and it all falls apart. Okay, and this is probably being generous, okay, saying on Sunday you're perfect, because on Sunday most people still aren't very good. They still have a big fry, they still have a big carvery, they might go to the cinema and put away bags of popcorn. Okay, like honestly, who can say their food is as good on a Sunday as it is on a Tuesday? Okay, and again, there's nobody put their hand up, by the way. But let's call a spade a spade. That's life, that's what happens. There's no point in me standing here going, you can't eat ever again, you know, you're all shit, you have to fucking eat no food for the rest of your life because you haven't done it to now. All I want to do is I just want to show you again how this kind of links in. So,